back. You can look outside your window, see what's going on at this hour. Blizzard warning in effect for the entire state of Connecticut.
What a morning. And Governor Lamont has declared a state of emergency as more snow is expected to continue to fall throughout the morning.
Joining us live this morning, the mayor of Hartford, Arunan Arulampalam. Mayor, great seeing you this morning. How are things going in your city right now? And what are you doing to make sure everybody in the city is out of harm's way at this point?
Yeah, it's great to be with you all, and we're seeing, obviously the worst of the storm right now, whiteout conditions, and incredible folks from DPW are, working the plows and trying to make sure we can get these streets clear. At the same time, every time there's a big storm, we want to make sure that everyone is off the streets, and so we are working together with a network of nonprofits and social workers, as well as PD, to make sure that we can get folks in from outside. We have thermal imaging that through a drone that goes up to make sure that folks aren't stuck under bus shelters and highway overpasses, especially in these blizzard conditions. We want to make sure everyone has a place to be indoors. And then, we've got our 2 warming shelters here in the city of Hartford, one that's city run, one that's run by a church here in town on Main Street. And folks can come in there every time that there's a state of emergency, a cold weather protocol, even if there's too much space, if there's not enough space at that shelter, we can activate open hotel spaces to make sure that folks have a place to stay overnight.
Well, and we were just taking a live look at Hartford there, where it looks like whiteout conditions. Of course, we really think of our first responders during times like this: police, fire, EMS, obviously our hospital workers, because they may be dealing with these calls and have to go out in these conditions. What have you seen in Hartford? Have you been able to touch base? Are you fully staffed to handle if there is an increase in calls on a day like this?
Yeah, we were ready for this sort of a storm, and so we've staffed up to make sure that our first responders have enough staff to get through the storm. They're also, police is helping, making sure that cars are off the streets. They're helping as specific issues come up, even the snow clearance there, and so they're working, burning the candles on both ends here. But there's just incredibly close coordination between our police, our fire, and DPW. There was daily calls, and then several times a day coming up to the storm to make sure that everyone was in place. And there's an incredible amount of planning that goes into getting ready for a storm like this, and making sure that all the key personnel are ready, that we are fully staffed across all of our agencies and ready to respond.
Mayor, real quickly, obviously the school's closed today. When do you think things will be a semblance of normal in Hartford again?
We want to wait until this storm dies off to really make a determination on that. Obviously, we are working as hard as we can to try to start to get things back to normal tomorrow. But we want to wait and see when the storm tapers, what it looks like, and then how long it takes to clear the streets after that. This is obviously a much heavier snow than the snowstorm we saw just last month. And so clearing this snowstorm, and then you're going to see wind gusts that continue to be pretty intense. And so, we want to make sure that we can give folks an accurate estimate of that once the storm dies down. We'll certainly make announcements about that later today and into tomorrow, so that folks know up to date what is happening and when they can expect to return back to normal.
Yeah, safety top priority for our kids and families. Hartford Mayor Arunan Arulampalam, thank you so much for your time today. And of course, thank you to all your crews who are out there working to keep Hartford safe. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to all our first responders.
All right. And we're back.